Assalamualaikum and very good day to everyone. Welcome to International Conference on ICEMEST 2021. I'm Asyie binti Muhammad Ali and I would like to present on effect of social story to reduce tantrum among normal children during COVID-19. Okay, some introduction on my study. Okay, what is the issue is all about? It is tantrum in children increased during the movement control order due to COVID-19. As we all know, the government has actually implemented MCO since March 2020. Okay, how do we solve this issue? Okay, therefore, a study was done to explore the efficacy of social story to reduce tantrum in children. Why do we need to address this issue? If tantrums are left without any intervention, it can worsen as the children age. It can be an early indication of hostility to others as an adult. So it is actually will be impact in their life during adulthood. Therefore, this study is expected to fill the gap on how social story can help to reduce tantrum in normal children and not only in special needs children. Okay, so let's see on some finding of other study on tantrum in children. According to Watson, the tantrums are often shown in young children due to lack of oral skills and tantrums decrease as they age. So it is actually normal for young children to have tantrum. But according to Daniel, it is not normal if the tantrum occur more than 5 times a day and above 15 minutes a day. It will be considered as a problematic. According to Berg, if tantrums are left without any intervention, it can worsen as they age. And this can be an early indication of hostility to others as an adult. Okay, some finding of other study on impact of MCO towards children. Children are exposed to risks that affect their physical and mental health due to limited understanding of one thing. Okay, children, as we all know, have very limited knowledge and understanding, so it may impact their mental health if they are exposed to risk. Okay, children who are quarantined are more likely to have mental health disorders. This is according to Brooke, and is 4 times higher for post-traumatic traumatic pressure score in isolated children who are confined or quarantined and as compared to not quarantined children. Okay, some finding of other studies in social story. Here are some examples of social story. You can see the pictures and also the text. The simple text for children to understand. Okay, according to Gray, who is the founder of social story, it is described as a specific social situation and provides specific response. For example, we are actually focusing on reducing tantrums in children. So the specific social situation is reducing tantrum. Okay. According to Gray, also it is actually a short and individual story designed specifically to target social skills and other shortcomings through identifying and sharing information. Information on how the social story method could help intervention for children with disabilities and normal. So according to Mohd, this intervention using social story can be done also for normal children. Okay, some findings of other studies on efficacy of social story to reduce tantrum. According to country Deuteronomy, social story intervention can be used to decrease the negative behavior of preschool autism children. As I mentioned before, a lot of study has been done for special needs children, but very little study has been done for normal children. Social story was used for 3 children with acute intellectual incapacities who displayed negative and disturbing behavior. So the result, it actually reduced the negative behavior and increased the academic involvement from Kim study. And according to Gabby, social story could have positive impact in various aspects of life, such as self-treatment for children with negative or inappropriate behavior. So this is actually the summary of my study. What is the objective? The study is to explore the efficacy of social story to reduce tantrum among normal children during COVID-19. Okay, I used purposive sampling. Only 3 children are selected. They are between 3 to 6 years old. Okay, they are actually on voluntary basis, but they are selected based on number of tantrum, which is more than 5 times a day. The methodology I used was single subject A/B design. The data analysis I used was I used visual inspection and also statistical analysis, mean and standard deviation. The results, The frequency reduced for all the respondents. The duration also reduced for all the respondents. Okay, here are actually one of the example of social story that I use for one of my respondents who likes to hit people when he throws tantrum. Okay, let's have a watch. Okay, so this is the results of my findings. Okay, I'm using daily duration mean, and it shows that a decrease in daily duration mean for all the respondents. Okay, as you can see from the graph, the daily duration mean has decreased, but it is not completely resolved for the tantrums. You can see for all the true respondents, okay, we can still see there's a tantrum displayed for all the respondents, but the occurrence of tantrum is at reduced duration and also frequency. Okay, some discussion on tantrum behavior. Okay, my finding actually support a previous study conducted by country Jitranon, in which the social story is effective in reducing tantrum behavior. My study also support the study of Iskandar 2015 of negative behaviors of the children reduced, and the negative behavior could be more quickly when there was a reinforcement using social story. So in general, findings show that there is an effectiveness of social story in children behavior. Okay, these are some limitations in my study. Multiple baseline design was not used, and it also cannot be generalized due to small sample size. I only used 3 samples, and it is actually limited to age 3 to 6 years old only, so it cannot be generalized to other age group. Report may be biased due to observation recorded by parents. As we all know, during MCO, they cannot go out, so the observation was done by the parents and not by the researcher. Okay, for recommendation, feature small and research in different settings of video. Okay, for example, for my study, I use home-based settings. So for future study, it can be done on clinical setting. Biggest case study for generalizability for different population and issues. Okay, for example, my respondents are all Malay. Okay, for the next study, you can use different population. For example, for different race, for example, Chinese or Indian. Okay, conclusion for my study. Social story may be one of the promising treatments to address inappropriate behavior, specifically in reducing tantrum for normal children. Data indicated that social story can positively impact children's behaviors. Social story should be further explored with different settings. Okay, perhaps in the future we can use a clinical setting, ethnic, maybe we can use Chinese or Indian, age maybe more than 6 years, or behavior to construct more empirical support. Social stories should be further explored with larger samples using controlled design and randomized samples to construct more empirical support. And with this, I end my presentation. Thank you for listening.